Tonight we are tapping into the lunar energy, which is still looming around for at least a few more days. We often feel the lunar energy in the days preceding, so in the 3 to 4 days coming up to the full moon, and also in the days afterwards, for at least a few days afterwards. So just notice, over the last few days, if there's been anything that may have happened for you, or any feelings that may have arisen for you that were more intense than usual, and just be gentle with yourself. The overriding message always around the time of the full moon is to be gentle with yourself and to go easy, like to really be in that space of openness and allowing. But before we really get into today, I'd like to invite everybody just to close your eyes for a few moments and just bring your awareness to anything that may prevent you from being fully present. Just take a deep breath all the way into your body. Hold and then release, putting aside any thoughts or feelings or attachments that are drawing you away. Then take another deep breath in and hold. As you hold your breath, just say to yourself, I am present. I am present. I am present. And then release. And then repeat this one more time, bringing your awareness to presence. And then when you're feeling more centered, just open your eyes, bring yourself back into the room. It's nice to see you all. So I've been looking through social media as I do over the day, and I've noticed that the full moon is really starting to impact people. They're really feeling that impact. And so my invitation to you right now is that if you are feeling tired during this time, and particularly in the next week, we have a lot happening in this week coming up. If you're strung out, if you're feeling a bit fritzed, be okay with that, but also take time for rest and to be fully hydrated during this period. It's a really intense period for all of us. So it doesn't matter how far you are along your personal growth path, how sensitive you think you are. All of us are feeling this in our minds, in our bodies, in really unique ways. And so the most useful thing you can do for yourself is to find time for more rest. And that might mean that if you need to take a day off to rest, then do that, because most of us haven't had a real holiday this year. And so give your body time. The reason why I say this week is because, cosmologically, we have a lot happening anyway. We have a real shift in the stars, and we also have a real shift out there with, I don't know how else to describe this, but our good friends in the United States and what they're dealing with the elections, which impact all of us. So just be aware that even though we may not be directly within that frame, it is impacting us all around the world. The energy of disruption, the energy of change, the constant bad news. So if you can this week, pull yourself away from the media, turn it off. Draw yourself away. Only see, or if you see it for what it is. The media was created to keep us in fear, and it keeps us in that place, but it's also really good for the limbic system. It keeps us held in that energy of fear. So it's not good for us. The other thing about the lunar energy, if you saw my post on social media, you would have seen I actually had a picture of the activity of the stars last night. There was the full moon sitting right on the foot of Taurus. There was also Saturn and Jupiter very, very close together. And there was also Mars, which is currently retrograde. So cosmologically, we've got a lot. And I don't go into the details too much of this. I'm not an astronomer or an astrologer. but I do draw on different sources. And as I look into the sources for that I look at, Lorna Bevan, I've mentioned previously, this cycle is about a Uranus transit through Taurus, and this is the universal mind as we know it imploding. So completely going and just breaking apart. So it's like having a complete implosion. And essentially you're being shocked into your physicality. Like you should be feeling this more in your bones, in your heart, in your electric circuit. And you're being invited to really wake up, to really be in your body more. And breath work really helps us to be in that place. Now, the awakener, so Uranus is the awakening energy. It's in Taurus, which is the symbol of the tree of life, which is also the symbol of, Taurus is also a very earthy sign as well. And it has all the makings of a resurrection of the highest order, at least to the height of the highest to date. And we're getting a lot of extra energy from the sun. There was NASA reported a massive explosion, a solar explosion from the sun, which is due to reach us on the 4th of November. And what do you think we're going to learn on the 4th of November? The fate of the American people. So, she wrote this a month ago, and then about the higher energy coming to our planet, about the electrical currents really impacting on our energy systems, our nadis, which are the subtle vibration systems of our bodies. And then suddenly we end up with this huge influx of energy as well from the sun. So it's almost like, gosh, Lorna, are you predicting the future a little bit? But what that means is that we can expect a constant shift in energy in our bodies over the coming days. Some people can feel that as being fritzed or, at their wits' end of energy. And so this is really why hydration and extra sleep are really important, because as we go into this more awakening energy, you are rewriting the codes of your body. You're rewriting the codes of your life. And so rest, this is why rest is so valuable, because in that rested state, your body is able to shift and change. Now, I looked at my sleep stats this morning and I noticed I slept for 11 hours. It's probably the longest I've slept in a long time, because I'm normally a kind of 6-hour guy. So, I'm feeling it as well. And actually this year I've noticed I've been sleeping more than I've ever slept. Somebody who goes to bed late wakes up early. I'm actually going to bed still late, but I'm waking up later. So just notice that in your own body and in your own life. Jennifer Starlight, who's another teacher of the different techniques that I teach, had said to put a bottle of water, a clear glass vessel of water outside into the moonlight, and allow that to be imbued with the energy of the moon, and to drink that water. So you keep it in a closed glass vessel so it keeps it from being contaminated. And that will just, again, help to purify the body. And remember that in all this process of shift and change and transformation, nothing can go against your will. You allow into your field and into your body and into your mind whatever you choose. And so with that in mind, I am going to open space today, which I haven't done for a very long time, but I felt it was appropriate to open a sacred space today. And to offer to all of you the sort of distant healing energy of diamond light. And for anybody who's not familiar with that teaching, it's an energy healing modality that I work with, which just helps to shift stuck energy during the breath work. And again, nothing goes against your will. So if you say in your mind or in this moment, I don't wish to receive this, you shall not receive it. But if you do, then you will. And I will use the symbols throughout the breathwork, journey to help you shift and change energy. And when I've done this in the past, in fact, I do this many, many weeks, I've noticed that it does, for me, give a real sense of the amount of stuff that's shifting for you. Like I can really feel the shift and change for all of you. So you don't need to say anything in this moment. But what I will do is invite you to just close your eyes and to breathe just gently into your heart center. And while I go off screen and I open a sacred space and invite the diamond light consciousness down into your soul star and into your body. So I'm just going to go off screen for a second and I'll be back in just a moment. Okay. And in this space, this sacred space of awareness that we're moving into, the invitation for you today is to be with whatever comes up throughout our journey. I've mentioned a couple of themes around the awakening. So we've covered awakening before in different sessions with me, but we will cover it again in a different way today. And also, when I open sacred space for you to receive this healing energy, I thought today, just for interest's sake, let's pull a card, which I did before you all joined. And I had a bit of a little bit of a laugh, actually. It was a cosmic joke for me because I thought this can't be the right card. They haven't joined yet. Maybe I find another one. No other card would come. So it was the right one. And it took me a minute to realize that the card that was offered is this one, which is called the Ghost Dancer, or the Ghost Dance. And it's card number 22, which is a master number, as anybody who follows the numbers will know. It's also the duality, the 2 and the 2, the 4, strong foundations. But the Ghost Dance actually is like Halloween. Hello. So the Ghost Dance of the American Plains Indians united the spirits of the living with those of the ancestors to bring peace to the world. So when the ancestors are honored, they bring harmony to us. When we hold them responsible for all that is wrong with us today, they haunt us. So honor the spirits of the ancestors and receive their lessons and their gifts. This includes honoring your own past lives. And the invitation for this particular card or this message today is that the ancestors have a message of healing and a powerful medicine to offer you. Create a sacred moment at your own altar by lighting a candle to them and letting their wisdom infuse you. So you can do this later. At this stage in your life, you are done repeating their tragic stories. Step into the abundance that is offered to you and receive the gifts of those that have come before you and write a new story for your own life. So, as always, the invitation is to not repeat the messages of the mistakes of the past, to not repeat the stories of our ancestors, even those that are still alive. So even the living ancestors around us who you see making mistakes or having made mistakes, to get out of the judgment of what they have created, either for you or for the people around you, and to be in loving gratitude for the lesson, because the gold is always in the lead. And that's, it's interesting that card arose the day after Halloween, but also the day before we move into is it Dias de Muerte? I don't speak Spanish, but is the Day of the Dead tomorrow on Monday, the 2nd of November. And so the ancestors really are around us. They are really with us at this point in time. And so that may be part of your reflection beyond today's breathwork journey. And of course, you will receive a recording of today. And I will also, in the email that I send to you with the link for this recording, I will give you a copy, like a photo of the card, and also the page from the book, which is from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. But the other card I pulled today, which for me as much as for you, was about magic. And to realize that, what we think of magic is actually just our ability to connect into synchronicity and to opportunities and to be in the energy of serendipity, to open ourselves up to what is possible beyond what our rational mind is telling us or is showing us. Because the more we spend in the rational mind, the less we spend in the heart. But when we allow our heart to open and to be in consciousness and to be receptive, then we can receive gifts far beyond what our mind says is possible. Before we move into our breath work today, I just wanted to stop there and pause and just see if there's any questions or anything that anybody would like to share briefly before we move into pranayama, and into Soma Breath. You can unmute yourself. I muted everybody just to allow the background sounds to be silenced. But if you do have something, you should be able to just unmute yourself. No? Okay. Well, hi, Patty.
Hi. I just wanted to share that all you are saying about the moon, it makes such a perfect sense. And then yesterday I was feeling these two emotions that were so I didn't want to feel them, and they were so strong. And I was like, whoa, why am I so irritated? Why do I react like this? I was judging me, and then I remembered like accept it, accept that it is there, is something that is coming. The moon is pulling it out of you, so give it, like, become friends with it. And yeah, it's really great to know that the moon is there to support us. And it really helps when we are conscious about this relation we have with the moon. And its magnetic pull helps us when we ask for help and we connect with it. It's more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I also have, this was the first year I did the altar with the ancestors and with a
Mm-hmm.
candle. Since
Mm-hmm.
yesterday the candle is on in front of them. And honoring them. It's new because yeah, here people are not, they are used to it, but in a different way. They go to the cemetery and do the
Yeah.
flowers and what's usual. But yes, I took a picture and I sent it to my mother, and I said, today we honor our ancestors. We take the gifts they give us and the lessons of what you said. I wrote that to my mother, and she was really moved with that. She said, "Oh, thank you so much for that, daughter. It's beautiful." Yes, and they really help us. Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Patty. And you're right. What you're saying about the moon is that we forget that the archetype, or the what we know as the lunar energy, is the Great Mother. In another sense, we have Pachamama, which is the Mother Earth, but we also have the energy of Grandmother Moon. And for those of you who are less familiar with this in the shamanic or the natural wisdom sense, Grandmother Moon is there to help us shift our emotions, to really help us to be with the emotions. And the moon is so intricately connected with water and with magnetism. And that's why we feel it, because we are 70% water and we also have magnetite in our brains. So that's why people feel the energy of the moon. And I may have shared this before as well, but I had a friend who worked in a psychiatric hospital with no windows. And he wasn't into anything spiritual, but he said, I always knew when it was the full moon because it was when my clients were having a really tough time. And he said the hospital was always really busy. These people had no idea of knowing when the full moon was, but they were connected to it through energy and through the feelings and emotions that they were expressing. And so that really does, reinforce the power of the lunar energy to help us to look at the emotions that are arising and to be with the discomfort, and to not be afraid, because like all good grandmothers, they're always trying to look after us. They'd always give us what we need, but they don't always give us what we want. So with that in mind, we are going to move into our breathwork and pranayama. I just want to check with you before we do that, though, that you have sound. So if somebody could please unmute and just let me know if you can hear the sound of this music.
Yes, it's
And can you
good.
hear my voice over the sound of the music?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So when we do Soma Breath, you are welcome to turn off your camera. You are welcome to, um, be in your own space. There's no requirement for you to be anywhere but where you are. So if you feel more comfortable, you can turn your camera off now. You can do this sitting up, or you can do this laying down. Because it is a longer journey, I do suggest laying down to be more comfortable. Okay. So just taking a few deep breaths down into your body. And just elongate the exhalation and allow your body to relax. And take another deep breath in. And once again, allow your body to completely relax. And as you relax, use your intention or your imagination and just allow the energy centers of your feet and your hands to reach down into the earth, down into her very core. Reaching down through the crystal kingdoms, down into the core of the earth. And as you connect to the earth, allow your heart and your heartbeat to come into union with the heartbeat of Mother Earth. You are the Earth's child, so feel her holding you gently in her love. And as you feel that love in your heart, use your imagination, your magic nation, to see yourself on a path leading to a grand temple. And as this temple arises before you, notice that it is illuminated in the darkness by the light of the full moon. In the brightness of this lunar energy, you make out the shape and the form of the temple, with its large doors directly ahead of you. And checking the doors for any symbols or messages, you enter the Temple of the Moon. And once inside this grand temple, you notice that the floor is a deep blue, and it is emblazoned with the silver motifs of the moon in each of her phases as she appears in the night sky. The temple's roof is open to the night sky, and this night is bathed in the silvery light of the full moon. You notice the light bouncing off the silver symbols and highlighting 4 niches within the temple, one for each of the main phases of the lunar cycle: the crescents, the new moon, and the full moon. And as you look around in awe and wonder, you allow yourself to choose a comfortable place to sit or lay down, just focusing your gaze and your awareness on the lunar energy and the full moon high, high above you. You feel your whole body bathed in this light. Allow your whole body to feel elevated and energized. Allow this light and its frequency to break up any dense patterns and release them during the breathwork journey ahead. Allow this density to be received by the earth, and taking a few moments now, set your intention under the light of this awakening moon, bringing your awareness to any patterns that you would like to release, and the intention that you are carrying forward for the cycles ahead. Your intention could be a very simple I am statement, a statement about your future state. Repeat your intention 3 times in your mind's eye, or gently to yourself, focusing on each word as you bathe in the silvery light of the full moon in the temple of the moon. And we'll breathe in beats, each round taking us higher and higher. If you feel the need to move, to dance, to shake it all out, do whatever feels comfortable for you. Energy is freedom. Emotion is energy in motion. So use the power of the moon to let the energy shift and flow within you. In our first round, we're going to breathe in a 2 to the 4 rhythm. And as you breathe, draw that lunar energy and prana deeply down into the body. Allowing the exhalation to release the past with peace, gratitude, and deep reverence for its service. So use this first round to connect to the breath. Connect to the rhythm of the breathing. Prepare the body. Keep calling this powerful lunar energy down into the body. Now breathe all the way in. Breathe all the way out again. Empty all of the air out of your lungs as you hold your breath for our first breath retention. And as you hold your breath, just return to the center. Return to this stillness. Noticing any feelings may arise as you hold your breath. Take any booster breaths as you need to. And just noticing the markers of the past you wish to release. Holding them in gratitude and deep reverence as you hold your breath and go beyond your comfort zone. Keep holding your breath. Keep connecting deeper and deeper. We're nearly there. And when you can't hold any longer, breathe all the way in. Now raise that energy up, that lunar energy. And just send it out of your third eye. And see this beam of light shooting out of your third eye, releasing the markers of the past, the feelings that have been arising, the emotions that need to leave and be released. As you hold your breath, keep holding your breath and remember that intention is the basis of all transformation. So just allow what needs to be released to pass through. And when you can't hold any longer, let go with a sigh. And return to your normal breathing. Feeling yourself back in the temple of the moon, bathed in this new light, in this new energy. And taking a moment to notice any tension in your body. Any tightness that you can breathe into in our next round. And before we begin, return to your intention as we get ready to breathe now. Using a 2 to the 4 rhythm once again. And using this round to breathe into the tension, the tightness, and the stuckness. Notice any feelings that arise as you breathe. Just acknowledging, validating, and accepting those feelings. And calling in the loving energy of the moon deeply into the body. allowing the tension to shift. Using the exhalations to release. Keeping the rhythm smooth and steady. Emptying all of the air out of your lungs as you hold your breath. And once again returning to the center in the stillness. And sensing your body and any tension in your body as you hold your breath. And use your intention to send love to that part of your body with the breath hold. Noticing without attachment what arises in these moments of stillness. Taking your little sips if you need them, and returning to the body. Keep holding your breath. Keep sending love to those feelings. A little bit longer, a little bit deeper. When you need to breathe in, breathe all the way in. Squeeze the pelvic floor, hold your breath, and once again, raise that lunar energy up to the third eye. And just see it, the light radiating into a big orb. and feel any tension being drawn out of your body into that orb as it gets bigger and bigger, and you hold your breath. And the orb above you is growing and growing and getting bigger as it draws all that tension out of your body. Keep holding the breath. And filling that orb up. When you need to release, let go with a sigh. And see that orb being shattered, released without attachment. You feel yourself bathing in that lunar energy once more. Let the music carry you. Let it amplify your frequency and elevate you. Let this next round illuminate the territory of your awakening. You are awakened. You are awake. An awakening is an unfolding of your soul. It is not a destination to reach. Let the breath amplify you. Allow yourself to be present to your own truth. Allow your talents to shine brightly. You are awake. We'll breathe in a 4-to-the-4 rhythm. Now.
1, 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4.
And as you breathe, repeat your intention gently. If you feel cold, place your hand on your heart and feel gratitude as you breathe. Breathing deeply. Releasing deeply. Feel your vibration rising. Gently repeating your intention. We're nearly there, so use these last rounds to amplify the energy with the breath. And on this next inhalation, breathe all the way in. Breathe all the way out again. Holding your breath, returning to the stillness. Bringing into your awareness your intention. Holding your breath and focusing on the dream, the future you're creating. And feeling the gratitude in your heart. Taking any sips of air as you need to, returning to the stillness, the awareness of the truth of who you are, your dreams. And holding for a little bit longer as you realize the impossible is I'm possible. And when you need to breathe in, breathe all the way in. Holding your breath and raising that energy from the base of your body to the heart center. And feel this new vibration of what you're creating, radiating out of the heart, out into your field. And feeling yourself illuminated as you hold your breath. And feel that love radiating around you. Illuminating your intentions. Amplifying your dreams. And when you need to release, let go of any attachment to outcome and let out the air slowly as you return to your normal breathing into the temple in the silvery light of the moon. And you lay in awareness, become attuned to how willing you are to surrender the old and welcome the new. What will it take for you to truly let go and feel the freedom within? Because true freedom comes from within. The door is always open. In this next round, you can walk right on through. Use this faster 2 to the 2 breath to release your resistance. Once again, if you feel called to move, let your body flow Breathe and surrender. And feel that energy building up. Using every exhalation to surrender. And take a deep breath all the way in. Look to your third eye and release. And take a deep breath all the way in. Look to the third eye and release. Get ready to breathe again. Breathe and surrender. Breathing all the way in. Breathing all the way out again. Holding your breath once more. Returning to the center and the stillness once more as you hold your breath. And as you hold your breath, use your intention to connect with your higher self and ask it to guide you. Allowing your consciousness to rise. Repeating to yourself gently, I am awake. I am awake. I surrender to my soul's purpose. Taking a booster breath if you need to. Returning to the stillness. Any thoughts or feelings that arise. Keep holding, connecting to the higher self. Surrendering to purpose. And when you can't hold any longer, breathe all the way in. Squeeze the pelvic floor and raise that energy from base to crown. And see it shooting out like a beacon of light, reflecting the beacon of light that you are for those around you. And see that light illuminating a path, connecting you to your higher self. So you hold your breath. Keep sending that light up and outwards. Keep holding your breath. Allowing it to raise your vibration even higher. And when you can't hold any longer, let's all chant together. And return to your normal breathing. Returning to the Temple of Moon once more, to bathe in that feminine silvery light, allowing it to soften you and relax you. As we get ready for this last round, we're going to breathe in a very fast-paced rhythm. Go at your own pace if needed. And use this round to amplify your energy, your body, your intention. Focus only on the breath. building this energy up. We're nearly there. Just keep breathing, keep amping the body, the breath. Take a big inhalation all the way in. Let all of that air out of the lungs. And holding the breath one last time. Returning once again to the stillness. Allow yourself to relax in the temple of the moon as you hold your breath. Allow any feelings, thoughts, or ideas that need acknowledgement to arise and to be illuminated by the light of the Great Father reflected to the Great Mother and down onto you. Keep holding your breath, taking a booster breath if you need to. And remember, as you lay in the temple, that you are amazing. You are incredible. And you are perfect, just as you are. And when you can't hold any longer, breathe all the way in, squeezing the pelvic floor and raising that energy up once more to the third eye and radiating your beauty and your love and your intention out of the third eye, down into the heart, around the base of your body, through the heart and over the top of your head like a figure of 8. And creating that figure of 8 with the light of your love. allowing these braids of light to sparkle like a diamond in the universe. You are love. You are oneness. You are whole and complete, just as you are. And when you need to release, let go with a big sigh and return to your normal breathing, relaxing and bathing in the glow, the temple of the moon, for a while longer. Radiating a new frequency, a new light of love. And as you bathe in that light, the light of Father Sun reflected to Mother Moon and down onto you, have gratitude for your presence, your awareness, and know that all is as it should be. And taking one last look around this temple of the moon, the beautiful floor with the silver symbols, the 4 niches, and the sky above. Returning to the doors, opening them and stepping through back onto the path. Back into your awareness of your body. Back into your awareness of you as you. Gently feeling that awareness in your fingers and your toes. Wiggling them just a little as you feel the presence from the tips of your toes to the hairs on your head and the tips of your fingers tops of your ears. You are wholly present in your body, grounded on the earth. And taking 3 deep breaths in and out of the heart center, saying to yourself to be here now.